We're going to be doing something a little bit different. So the other day I put a post out on Instagram telling you guys that I was going to be doing a Q&A video today. Surprise, that's what we're doing today. With regards to the next seed starter pack, the next Air8 product, landscape during the fall time when we're into fall overseeding. So that is what we're going to be doing today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on Instagram here, going to scroll through, got a couple of great questions in here, got a few on Facebook too. And what I'll do is I'll tag the person, if you will, so you can go give them a follow and support them to help grow this community. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go through these questions one by one. Kind of correlates to all the questions we've been getting over the years. I want to go ahead and clarify some of these questions because I get them all the time. So that, my friends, is what we're going to be doing today. Ducklaw 11. When do you suggest starting with the next products to do monthly 3 ounces per thousand, including the Air8? I did my first application with my biostimulant package and will be doing my overseeding package this week. It asks for 9 ounces per 1,000 square feet. I'm assuming that's okay. Absolutely. No problems there. Now, I will say this. The recommendations that we have for those who are just starting out is to do an application of the biostimulant pack 2 weeks ahead of doing the seed starter pack, which will include 3 applications coming up that we'll talk about as we progress into the fall. But yeah, doing that biostimulant application, great idea. Now, I will say this as an added bonus to your first application of the seed starter pack, which is going to be 12 ounces of the Green Pop and 3 ounces of the RGS. It's also a good idea if you want to get a little crazy to spike in some Air8 at 6 ounces per thousand just to add a little bit to that aerating effect. Speaking of which, this is another rabbit hole I want to go down, by the way. If you're using the 1621-2 product, it actually does contain a little bit of RGS and Air8 in it. So if you don't get down an application of Air8 ahead of time, no need to fear. The 1621-2 Green Pop has you covered. It does have that liquid Air8 within it. So nothing to worry about, all good. Vito, I am not aerating this year, just using Air8 and other next products and overseeding. How short should I cut my turf type tall fescue to do this to ensure that I get germination? This is a really great question because oftentimes what we will say, especially when you're overseeding existing grass that's fairly thick, is you want to go ahead and cut it a couple notches lower than normal. So with fescue grass, I recommend taking it down 2 notches lower than what you're cutting it right now. So considering we're heading into the fall time, that's probably going to be anywhere from 3.5 to 4 inches, probably 3.5. I recommend taking it down to 3, potentially 2.5 if you can, as again, we want to give it some space and not cut it for at least a week or 2. Eric Kurt Ryder, hey Jake, since we had a severe drought this year, along with all the heavy equipment we had to use to remove the downed trees because of the Durico, 90 to 140 mile an hour winds, what would you use on your brown lawn? My first recommendation to you would obviously be water, right? Because one thing that could really fix a brown lawn, especially if you're coming out of a drought, is more water. Water is king in lawn care, so make sure you're watering 3 to 4 times a week. I highly recommend Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, getting down a 1/2 inch of water each time. Now, if you're getting rain, you could probably back that down a little bit, do some supplemental watering about 2 to 3 days a week. Again, make sure you spread it out a little bit and you're doing more time and less days, because the idea with watering, especially if you're not seeding, which is going to be a different regimen to follow with watering, the idea is to water deep, not daily, because we want to promote deeper root growth, and the way we do that is by watering more hours and less days, which in turn will let that water get down and promote deeper root growth. So that is what I recommend. Best time frame pre and post seeding to use Air8. I threw it down heavy a couple of weeks ago, planning on throwing it down again 4 weeks post emergence with a cocktail of other next products, trying not to push root growth before winter sets in northern Illinois. Best time frame pre and post seeding. About 2 weeks prior to seeding would be okay, and after seeding, anytime after seeding never hurts. And of course, if you wanted to use it during seeding, you could do that too. If you wanted to mix in about 6 ounces, 1,000 of Air8 with the Green Pop and the RGS for your first application in the seed pack, you can totally do that as an added bonus. No issues there. Deacon Huggin asks, first fall on my new construction lawn, it's hard as a brick. I ran the compaction cure combo yesterday and the lawn feels better already. Plan on aeration and overseed in 2 weeks. When should I use the compaction cure again? Turf type tall fescue, New Albany, Indiana. I recommend once a month. So if you did it yesterday, about a month from yesterday would be perfect. So if you want to run that monthly, no issues there. It's just going to make the soil that much better, that much richer, and that much darker. So once a month and you'll be good. Mock J, I did my Air8 no seed with turf type tall fescue, and we just had a torrential rainstorm today. At what point will I know I've lost some seed due to washout? Also, is being proactive with throwing down more seed counterproductive? I do have a bunch of dead spots with no grass. All right, so Mock J, to answer this question, it really depends on your situation and the grass seed that you're using. Now, if you're using turf type tall fescue, that stuff does come up around 5 to 7 days, so any of the areas that look like they haven't come up yet, it doesn't hurt to sprinkle just a little extra seed in those areas. So I would probably wait a day or two just to make sure that you know, it did wash away if you're going to reapply, but if it didn't wash away, I wouldn't worry about it. So just be observant about it and you'll be all right. DB Liam, do you find the overall value of Air8 to be worth it? Absolutely, 100%. I've used it in my lawn for 2 years and haven't had any issues with it. It's done the job, it's done what it said. It's a great product, so there's my word. There you go. I love it 100%. So I'm on Facebook right now, got a couple other friends that we'll be able to get some shout outs to, so this will be fun, and a lot of good questions. So I'm just gonna scroll through these because we got 40 plus questions here. I don't know if I'll get to all of them, but we'll make sure they're not repetitive. So let's go ahead and do this. Listen, Sergeant asks, can I apply Milorganite on top of the biostimulant pack? Absolutely. The idea of the biostimulant pack, guys, by the way, is it's really a complement to any fertility program that you're doing, be it that you're doing maybe a next fertility program, or maybe you're using a granular product like Milorganite or other great ones that we have out there. It's really meant to complement it, right? It's more of a supplemental application the biostimulant pack is. So let's say you were doing a monthly application with Green Pop or Green Punch or anything along those lines, you were applying those products monthly. The biostimulant pack is a great complement to any fertility program, whether it's our program or, you know, Milorganite or really anything, right? It's really meant to just complement whatever product you're using and help it, you know, help the lawn that much more. So to answer your question, absolutely, go for it. Gastuvo Huzar, if that's how I pronounce your name. I am terrible at names, by the way, guys. How soon can you start getting back on the spoon feeding schedule, 3 ounces per 1,000 of the biostimulant pack? Once you do your third application in the next seed starter pack, which is going to be Green Punch and RGS, which we'll talk about once we get to that point, you can start putting the biostimulant pack down with it. How often should Air8 be put down and at what rate? When and how often should Green Punch and Green Pop be put down as well? All right, so the first part of that question, Air8, we recommend it as part of the biostimulant pack like I was talking about earlier. So 3 ounces 1,000 with the other 3 products in that pack, the Microgreen, the RGS, and the Humic 12. All 3 of those at 3 ounces per 1,000, all good every month. And on top of that, if you wanted to just do Air8 and RGS, which is known as the compaction cure, you could do that once a month as well. You could do 9 ounces of Air8 and 6 ounces of RGS. So it really depends on what combination of products you are going to combine with the Air8.